Today we're going to look at Canada, both the country itself and a little bit of its history. To start, you need to know actually where it is in Canada. In Canada, we specifically look at 10 different provinces and 3 territories. So if we zoom in on the map, we can start to look at these different provinces. The first province is Newfoundland and Labrador. Newfoundland is this island right here, and Labrador is the actual mainland. The capital of Newfoundland and Labrador is St. John's. The second of the 10 provinces is Prince Edward Island, which is right there. The capital of Prince Edward Island is Charlottetown. New Brunswick is another one of the provinces, and the capital of New Brunswick is Fredericton. Nova Scotia, which is right off of Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick, is located right here, and the capital of Nova Scotia is Halifax. If we look at a bigger province, we can see Quebec. The capital of Quebec is Quebec City, an easy one to remember. As we move west, we move into Ontario. The capital of Ontario, which you're probably more familiar with, is Toronto. Further west of Ontario is Manitoba, and the capital of Manitoba is Winnipeg, and we can see Winnipeg right here. West of Manitoba is Saskatchewan. The capital of Saskatchewan is Regina. West of Saskatchewan is Alberta, whose capital is Edmonton, and west of Alberta is British Columbia, and the capital of British Columbia is Victoria. And you can see that most of our 10 provinces are further south in Canada. But if we look north, we also have 3 territories, and I'll explain later why territories are different than provinces. The territories in Canada are the Yukon Territory, the Northwest Territories, and the Nunavut Territories. The largest city in the Nunavut Territory is Iqaluit. In the Northwest Territory, it is Yellowknife, and in Yukon, it is Whitehorse, and those will be important to know for the quiz over Canada. Now we are going to move into looking at the history and government of Canada. The history of Canada starts off a lot like the history of North America, with the crossing of the land bridge from Siberia into Alaska. We can look at the first people that came into Canada as Eskimos, or ancestors of the Inuit people. The 16th and 17th century saw the French explorers claiming much of Canada. They also called this area New France. The French lost their territory to the British in a battle for land known as the French and Indian War, which took place from 1754 to 1763. Although the French were defeated, many of them still remained and settled in this region. The region we know as Canada was unified at one point, but division between the Roman Catholic French and the Protestant English led to the first split, and 2 provinces were developed. A province is a political unit. And as I showed you in the map earlier, there are 10 current provinces. Since that point, many major cities have been developed in Canada, and some of them we can look at are Quebec City, Montreal, and Toronto. The population of this region got a lot bigger as more and more immigrants came from Great Britain. The conflict hadn't totally ceased after the development of provinces, as many English-speaking people and French-speaking people didn't see eye to eye. In the late 1830s, the battle between northern and southern Canada got so intense that the Dominion of Canada was created through the British North America Act. Essentially, this Dominion of Canada was a loose confederation of Ontario and Upper Canada, Quebec and Lower Canada, and 2 colonies on the Atlantic coast. The federation is a political union. The 2 provinces on the east coast were Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Movement west in Canada was fueled by the first transcontinental railroad that was started in 1872 and finished in 1885. The increased transportation claims led Canada to become an economic power in the 20th century, with increased urban and industrialized areas. Canada was finally recognized as an independent nation by the British in 1931. Looking at government, Canada has a parliamentary government, a system in which legislative and executive functions are combined in a legislature called Parliament. Canada has a central government, and it also has smaller provincial and territorial governments that govern Canada. Each of the provinces has its own legislature and prime minister. But I told you there was a difference between the provinces and the territories, because the territories don't have any prime ministers. The federal government administers the territories.